weekend on the road. Yes, we were. We were driving. We had our little pooch with us, and it was fun. We're back. We're exhausted, but we are on the mics because there's so much to discuss with what happened in Paris this weekend as far as WWE goes, of course, and boy, there's so much to discuss, in fact, that we've actually split this episode into two parts for you guys because, well, it needed to be broken up a little bit. And this whole first part is going to be all geared towards the Vision, Seth Rollins, and everything that happened with him and his posse, his wife now involved, of course. Mm-hmm. And, oh, by the way, we have also posted our instant reaction on the road to the end of this whole Clash in Paris main event with what went down with Seth Rollins and CM Punk and, of course, Becky Lynch. So please go and watch that if you haven't yet. That was kind of fun and different for us to do. It
was. You might do more of those.
Yeah, we literally like pulled over at an Oasis and watched to the end while we got some gas. And then we got back on the road and recorded our instant thoughts to it all. And please, if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and stay tuned. Ring that alarm bell so you don't miss any of our WWE news article postings, reactions to events, and most importantly, predictions. Because we do like to nail those predictions down, don't we?
We do. And how awful we are or how great we are.
All right. Well, one thing we definitely didn't predict was Becky Lynch getting involved in the Fatal 4-Way main event on Sunday.
We didn't, but we were always talking about.
I know. I wrote this down in my notes here. I said we've been waiting for this for months, and yet neither one of us thought of it here.
I know.
You know, I think it was really a big oversight on our part. So kudos to WWE because they always do this like unexpected twist.
They do.
And they make you forget about it just long enough for them to pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
So during the whole Paris event, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed got banned. And they had been setting this storyline up. Mm-hmm. They've been banned before by Adam Pearce in Raw the weeks leading up to this. In fact, it was the night that Seth had to defend the title against LA Knight after he had screwed over CM Punk at SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. He had to do that on his own without the use of his thugs at ringside.
Correct.
Okay, so that's been already an established setup leading into this, and we still didn't think of Becky Lynch as a person to come down. And we've been saying like the Vision needs some female energy.
You even asked that question, like, why isn't Becky part of his posses?
Well, she always says like my husband, and like she acknowledges him, you know, but they haven't like been on screen together,
right? So
fascinating turn of events here. All of a sudden, you know, the show ends and they're like, you know, kissing in the middle of the ring, and I'm just like, I'm so excited.
We were eating it up.
I was like, yes, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been wanting. And again, kudos to WWE for just doing it at the moment where I had forgotten that this could be a possibility.
It happens. We predict this stuff so early, then we forget that we predicted it, and then it happens. It's like, oh, duh.
Exactly. So on the flip side now, we got CM Punk once again getting screwed over by Seth Rollins and now his wife. And that feud spilled into Raw, of course. Mm-hmm. We had CM Punk kind of stalking the entranceway, only to be, I guess...
Denied.
I mean, he never really contacted them at that entrance point.
Right.
But he eventually came out to ringside and kind of called out Seth, and Seth's music hit, but Seth did not come out. It was his wife.
The man,
Becky Lynch, and she went out to ringside and she just slapped the shit out of CM Punk, man. Holy cow. You talk about a slap fest.
That was it.
Wow. I give it credit to CM Punk for the patience here of not striking back because I don't know if many would have the ability. No, obviously it's scripted. It's hilarious. Of course. But anyways, Seth came out eventually and mocked him a little bit and said, "You're never going to get the title, blah, blah, blah." they wind up running away as CM Punk came back to the entranceway, which was now the exit way. Anyways, the big takeaway from all of this was that CM Punk and Adam Pearce had a little conversation about where SmackDown is going to be once we're back stateside this Friday, and it turns out it is going to be Chicago, Illinois. And we've known this for a while. We were like, oh, Chicago, cool. We're from Chicago originally.
CM Punk is from Chicago.
CM Punk is from Chicago.
Seth has ties to Chicago.
So great point. Huge Chicago Bears fan. It is going to be opening weekend.
Oh, shit.
Bear down, baby. Maybe we'll see that World Heavyweight Championship title show up in the Bears locker room, perhaps. Ooh. I like it. Maybe he can give them something to shoot for this year. And be
Maybe.
Like, hey, boys, championship gold feels great.
He's the biggest champion for the new and upcoming Bears team.
CM Punk has alluded that he has something special in store for Chicago this Friday. And I'm just curious, do you have any inkling or leanings one way or another of like what's going to happen?
No, it's a mystery.
All right. Well,
and I hope it pays off with all that drama leading to it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of interesting that CM Punk has gotten involved with not only now Seth Rollins, but also his wife. And that kind of leaves him
without a partner,
without a female partner. And so the internet rumors are running rampant because CM Punk is married to a woman named AJ Lee, and she is a former WWE superstar. And people are wondering if she, being that it's like CM Punk's home, is going to show up on Friday Night SmackDown as like a one-off appearance, or is this something that's going to be built into something bigger for Indianapolis for that first ESPN paid live event, which is going to be happening September 20th? Or is something with Rhea Ripley possibly going to happen, because we've seen her and CM Punk have these kind of like therapy sessions backstage when with CM Punk getting the short end of the stick. And she even posted on social media after he got screwed at SummerSlam, like, I'm crying right now. Like, she was upset that CM Punk lost the title. So what's your thought? Do you think they go with the shock with AJ Lee, or do you think they go with the established WWE star with Rhea?
I think with his wife not being a wrestler for at least 10 years or something like that, it might be too hard for her to get back to the role of some kind. I would go with Rhea Ripley for the popularity, and as well, why do they have those little meetings, the therapy sessions? You know, it leads to something, or it should lead to something. What it is, I don't know.
I kind of like that. It gives it a payoff, and it gives CM Punk a big advantage in this corner with having mommy.
Right.
And Becky might, Becky would be a little overmatched, I feel like, against Rhea Ripley.
You think so, huh?
I mean,
I think they can.
She's not as physically dominating, right?
No, she's not.
So she'll have to use her speed and her tactics and her agility.
Yes. But look at Io Sky. She's a little smaller, and she does really well with Rhea Ripley.
That's a fair point.
You have to think about how well they work together.
That's a fair point. And it would be good to see Becky work with someone different.
Yes, absolutely. I like that match.
I do too. All right. Well, speaking of Becky Lynch, she retained the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Nikki Bella. And I don't know if I speak for everyone, but we're really glad Becky won.
Yes.
And
we predicted it.
Now, do you think that this is the end of this feud? It's not possible that Nikki would join CM Punk. That makes no sense.
That makes no sense.
Okay.
Is the end of the feud between Becky and Nikki? I don't know.
Yeah.
They like to drag things out, so.
I don't know either, but I kind of feel like it was a sort of a one-off match. I mean, it hasn't been that long since they brought her back into the fold, and she immediately went after Becky Lynch on that Raw appearance, I believe. But nevertheless, I don't know if this feud does much for me. Nikki Bella's a little bit better on the microphone than like Lyra Valkyria was and Bayley right now. I don't know. And I guess also with Becky now helping Seth for the first time and kind of officially, unofficially becoming a part of the Vision.
Yeah.
Does that change her role at all on WWE going forward? And do we think she's going to even keep the title very much longer, or will she drop it and just or does it make it more impressive when it's a part of the Vision to have hardware?
I think it's more impressive, and it reminds me a little bit of the Judgment Day group. Now this is a new forming of a division group. So
Sure.
you have male and female, and they all hold multiple titles.
I'm curious, do you think Becky Lynch like bows to Paul Heyman, or do you think she marches to a beat of her own drum?
She marches to a beat of her own drum.
Because Seth seems to do what Paul Heyman and as like the great prophet and
that's
the
true.
wise man, and I take his advice, or he's my counselor.
Well, maybe Becky needs a counselor too.
Sure.
You know, everybody needs a little coach in their corner, right?
I wouldn't hate it if he got involved and was like at her matches at ringside, just because it adds a whole new element and drama, and I love that stuff.
I like it. What's her name? Julia.
Yeah.
She has some.
Oh God, she had the shortest match ever in SmackDown history. By the way, that's a story for another day. Hilarious. All right. Well, I was just curious about your thoughts on those questions. But this is a Vision focused segment, so there is another big storyline coming out of Paris this weekend that involved the Vision, and that was, of course, Roman Reigns getting hospitalized
Yes.
on Sunday. Now, this is not the real injury that we see like Liv Morgan, or like we thought maybe Seth Rollins had at that Saturday night's main event when he had the LA Knight match, when he pulled off the ruse. But nevertheless, this is obviously a scripted injury situation here. Cody Rhodes comes to mind when he took that pile driver from Kevin Owens. But nevertheless, this was something I didn't see coming at this juncture. You know, I guess, do we know Roman Reigns took the shoes back?
Well, yes.
Briefly, momentarily, but did Bronson Reed have the shoes again on Monday? I don't remember
if he. I don't think he did.
Oh, I don't think he did either. So maybe the tribal, but he did say, "Acknowledge your tribal thief."
Yes, he did. That was awesome.
I really wish he would have taken the shoes off of him while he was
black
on the
Jordans?
stretcher. Yeah, Roman Reigns did take his shoes back, and then he threw them into the audience.
Yes, he did.
That's what happened. But then they put the beat down on him even further. Braun Breaker, of course, coming down and interfering, and nevertheless, they didn't take the new shoes that I saw. So the tribal thief is a little short-handed right now. So
yeah,
he doesn't have those customary shoes tied around his neck anymore. Do you think he loses strength? Like, do the shoes provide him energy like a superhero?
Well, he has the T-shirts still, so.
Well, they are Air Jordans, Nika.
I know.
Don't underestimate the power of the Air Jordan
Does
sneaker.
that make him jump higher?
I don't know. Jay Uso came out to try and rescue him while he was.
Boy.
They were like, they were giving him the tsunami while he was on the stretcher. Like, talk about next level drama. So of course Jay Uso comes out to help, and then he sustains further rib damage. I mean, the guy's ribs have been injured since he fought Gunther and lost the belt to him.
Well, it was even before that.
I know it was before, but I mean, that was like why he lost the title in the first place, and like they dragged this out a really long time. But to put a bow on this Roman Reigns segment here, we got a tag team match the following night between Jey Uso and LA Knight versus Braun and Bronson Reed. So Braun Breaker. Now, this match started because LA Knight and Jey Uso were sort of arguing in the ring about who screwed up more the night before in the Fatal 4-Way match by not banding together and taking down Seth. Anyways, these two knuckleheads come out. Now, no Paul Heyman either, because he was injured by Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he got, was it guillotine?
Yeah.
Something like that? Okay.
So he got like choked out by Roman Reigns in his submission move.
Yes.
And then, so Braun and Bronson came out empty-handed, but man, Bronson Reed's funny on the microphone actually because of his accent, and it's nothing personal. Like I like it. You know, it makes him sound more villainous to me, like an '80s movie villain or something.
Totally.
Anyways, now they had a tag team match at the end of this one, and this one ended with Jimmy Uso coming out and rescuing his brother because they were intent on putting him in the hospital with Roman, I guess, in Paris before they left.
Hey, they got good health care.
Yeah, they didn't have to pay anything extra, right?
I guess.
So, yeah, that's how this whole feud and situation has been left. Now, I don't think this feud is over at all.
No,
I think
just
this is
started.
building towards Survivor Series, right? And we're going to definitely see like the Usos and Roman Reigns and someone else against possibly Seth Rollins. And is it going to be CM Punk? I don't think so.
Well, it might be.
Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Maybe. Who knows? We have LA Knight in that whole situation. They might bring some new people into this fold.
It'll be interesting to see how the stables kind of pan out over time. But you can definitely see Jimmy Jay forming on one side and obviously Braun and Bronson on
the
another.
other.
And it's just going to be a matter of who joins them. Like Roman Reigns most likely with Jimmy and Jay. Seth then? And does that set up a possible Seth-Roman Reigns feud coming up soon?
Might.
But Seth and CM Punk isn't resolved as of now either.
There's going to be a lot of feuding going on.
Lots of feuding going on. And we're going to be here covering it all, Nika, which means it's time to move on to part 2 of our weekend fallout, Labor Day weekend fallout, WWE style.